beginning, but let's get started right away. We've been discussing hygiene. Hygiene. So who can remind me again, what is hygiene? Barry, do you remember what is hygiene?
Very clean.
Can you repeat it one more time? I can't hear you.
Very clean.
Very good. So hygiene is what we do to be clean, right? To keep our bodies clean. So we've been reading a story about a boy named Jason and his hygiene, and he doesn't have very good hygiene. So let's go look at the homework. So I know not everybody was here last week, but for those of you who were here, please take out your worksheet. I don't know if you can see it, but your worksheet that we had, and we're going to go over that worksheet. So does everybody have it? Is there anybody who doesn't have their worksheet?
没有 worksheet，没有学习单的，请去下载，在那个 chat。OK。
Okay, Jerry. So if you go into the chat history from last week, the worksheet, it should be there. I might be able to put it back in there again. So it's the one from last week. So it looks like it has pictures on the front. I'm going to try to put it back there for you. Or let me know. Were you able to find it, Jerry?
I'm looking for it.
Okay.
Okay, we can go on. Let me find.
Okay. Here, I can put it in right. There we go. I found it. Okay. So I just added it to the chat. So this was last week's homework. So for those of you who were here last week, let's go over the words. So for the first page, you were supposed to match the picture with the correct word. So number 1, Ryan, can you tell me what word matches with the picture for number 1? Number 1. Do you need help? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. To cover. Very good. Thank you. To cover. So we see the little girl is covering her eyes. She covers her eyes. Very good. Number 2. Number 2. Berry. What words matched with number 2?
Plug.
Okay, so we are on, I think you were on the homework before that. So the worksheet we're doing now, I just put it in the chat. So you are on an old worksheet. So the one we're discussing, it's the one I just put in the chat for us. Were you able to download it?
Berry 老师刚传上去，你到那个 chat 聊天那里去 download。
有啊。
And so the second picture.
Plug.
Oh, okay, very good guess. So it's not plugged. It's not plugged. Can anybody else guess what they think number 2 is?
To blow.
Very good. Thank you, Jones. So Barry, this can be confusing because the pictures are very similar. So I think you understand what the word plugged means though. So very good. Thank you. Okay, number 3, the third picture. Can anybody tell me what matches with the third picture? What about bright? What matches with the third picture?
To breathe.
Very good, to breathe. So we see the woman is standing there in the air. She's breathing. Very good. Now, number 4. Barry, why don't you try this one again? Number 4. What word do you think matches?
Plug.
Very good. So we see in the picture his nose is red. So it's plugged. So very good. Okay, number 5. Sylvia, what is number 5?
They have some technical issues, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, please ask someone else.
Okay. Number 5, Ryan.
Trumpet.
Very good, trumpet. Great job, everybody. So those are some of the vocabulary that we learned last week. So let's go to the next page where we were supposed to fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. So number 6, Jones, can you please read number 6 and tell me what word fills in the blank?
My brother likes to play the piano, but my favorite instrument is the trumpet.
Very good. Great job. Number 7, Barry.
During a scary movie, Julia always covers her eyes.
Very good. She covers her eyes. Very good. Number 8, Ryan.
My sister will be in a couple of hours.
Very good. My sister will be here in a couple of hours. Great job. Bright. Number 9.
She always blows on her foot because it is very hot.
Very good. Great job. Okay, number 10. Who would like to try number 10?
Stella? Stella, you want to try number 10? Okay.
Okay, let me try.
Okay, go ahead, Jerry.
When my nose is plugged, it is hard to breathe.
Very good. So correct words. Very good. When my nose is plugged, it is hard to breathe. Would you like to try it again?
Okay, when my nose is plugged, it is hard to breathe.
Very good. So you got the correct words. Great job. So
Thank you.
with the word plugged, when we add the ED at the end, it sounds like it should say plugged. That's what it looks like. But English is tricky. So the correct way to say it is plugged. Plugged.
Plug. Plug.
Yeah, very good. And so same with the word breathe. So with breathe, we actually don't say the E, just breathe.
Breathe.
Very good. Very good. So those are trick words in English. But very good. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Number 11. So with number 11, you were supposed to predict or guess what you thought would happen next in the story. So the question was, what do you predict Jason will do with the dirty tissue? What do you predict Jason will do with the dirty tissue? So remember, Jason had just blown his nose. So what do you think he'll do with the tissue? Who would like to go? I don't want to call on those who were not here last week because unless if you would like to try, I don't want to ask you to answer if you don't know. So that's okay. But who wants to share their prediction or their guess? What will Jason do next? What about you, Bright? What do you think? What do you think Jason will do with the dirty tissue?
I think it's very dirty.
I agree with you. I think it's very dirty too. Ryan, what do you think he'll do with it? Do you think he'll throw it in the trash like he's supposed to?
Yes.
Okay, that's what he should do, right? So today we're going to finish reading the story and we will see what Jason does because remember, he is disgusting. Our special word, disgusting. Okay, very good, everybody. So for those that weren't able to be here last week, maybe on your own, you could look over the slides of the words and also on your reading, the words are on the second page. So maybe you could look over those. That way you can understand the story completely. Okay, very good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at that story again. Jason wipes his nose. So if everybody can get well, you can't see it very well. There we go. If everybody can get their story out, and we are going to go over this story once again. Today we are going to finish it. So does anybody need help downloading this story? Okay, Jerry has it. Great job, Jerry. Think everybody has it then? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the story from the beginning to the end. That way we can remember some of those words we had learned. Then we are going to learn the new words from the third paragraph. Okay, so starting from the beginning. Jason has a runny nose. He reaches for a box of tissue on the table so that he can wipe it. His mother told him that he should use tissue and not the sleeve of his shirt because that is very disgusting. A single tissue is all he needs, and he plucks one out of the box. First, he wipes his nose, but it still feels plugged, So he covers his nose with the tissue and blows. It sounds like he is playing the trumpet. After doing this a couple of times, his nose is cleared and he can breathe much better. Jason is a slob. He leaves the germ-laden, dirty tissue on the table. This is not the most hygienic of practices, as someone else could catch his cold by touching it. But Jason is lazy and doesn't care. His mother is always picking up after him. Will he ever learn? Okay, so you got your answer there, Ryan. Jason did not throw away his tissue in the trash. Sorry. So we are going to go over some new vocabulary that is in this paragraph. So I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to go over some of these new words. Okay, can everybody see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Great.
Yeah, is it possible to zoom in?
Yes, give me one moment. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that
better.
better? Okay.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. So our first word is slob. Repeat after me. Slob.
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 Very good. So a slob is someone who is very sloppy. So they're very messy. They're not clean. They're lazy. So we can see in this picture, someone's room is very sloppy. This boy, he has food all over his face. He's very messy. So he would be a slob. So we see an example. My brother is a slob because he never cleans his room.
My
My
brother
brother is
Slob.
stuck because he never
Clean
cleans his room.
room.
Very good. So this is a word we can use to describe someone who isn't very clean. They would be a slob. Okay, next. To leave.
to
To
leave.
leave.
Bully.
Very good. So when we use the word leave, this is a verb or an action word. You're doing something. So leave can have different meanings in English. In this story, when we say that Jason leaves his tissue on the table, it means he sets it there, he doesn't take it with him. He leaves it there. So when we use the word leave, if we're saying I leave, you leave, we leave, or they leave, we don't add an S at the end. But when we say he or she, we add an S. It would be he or she leaves. So that's how that word changes when we use it in a sentence. So let's look at these example sentences. You always leave your pencils at home.
You
You
always
always
leave
leave your
Always
your
leave
pencils
pencils
your
at home.
pencils at home.
Oh,
She leaves her phone on her desk before she goes to sleep.
She
leave
leaves
her
her phone
phone
on her
on
desk
her
before he goes to sleep.
sleep.
Very good. Great job. Okay, next. So this slide, I know there's a lot of stuff on here, so I'll try to explain it in a simple way. So the word is germ laden.
Germ laden.
Later.
Laden.
Germ laden.
Germ
Laden.
So germ laden is a special word because it is what we call a compound word. So repeat after me. Compound word.
Compound word.
compound word.
Very good. So a compound word is two words put together to create a new meaning. So one word is germ. So we know germs are small living things that can make you sick. Germs. Germs.
Germs.
Germ.
Germs.
Now the word laden, so if we see the picture right here, laden, it means it has a large amount of something. So we see in this picture, the table is laden with food. There's a lot of food on the table. So when we use the word germ laden, it means it's full of germs. So if we look at this example sentence, I throw the germ-laden tissue into the trash.
I
throw
I
the
throw the German
tissue
tissue into the trash.
trash.
Very good. So are there any questions about this word or how we would use it or what it means? Okay, so we'll move on then. So this is a really good word to use in writing because it's very descriptive, which means it's really interesting to read. It'll make your writing sound better. Germ laden. Okay, the next word is hygienic.
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 Very good. So you'll notice hygienic looks and sounds a lot like the word hygiene. So hygienic has to do with things relating to hygiene. So we'll look at these example sentences. First, washing your hands is hygienic.
Washing
your hands
hands
is
is
Hands is
hygienic.
hygienic.
Wiping your nose on your sleeve is not hygienic.
Wiping
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 your
your
nose
nose
on
on
your
your
sleeve
sleeve
is
is
not
not
hygienic.
hygienic.
Very good. So in this case, we wouldn't say washing your hands is hygiene. That doesn't make sense. We would use this word, hygienic. Washing your hands is hygienic. Very good. Practice. Practice.
Practice.
practice,
Very good. So this is another word that has many different meanings in English. In this story we're reading, practice means a usual way of doing something. So something you're used to doing a lot of the time. So we see these example sentences. 1, it is my practice to wake up early in the morning.
It is my practice
Practice to
early
wake up
early
early.
in the morning.
in the morning.
She has made exercise a daily practice.
She
She
has
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 exercise
exercise
A daily
practice.
Very good. So in this first sentence, it is my practice to wake up early in the morning. That means that I do it every day. It's something I'm used to doing. It is my practice to do. And in the second sentence, she has made exercise a daily practice. That means she does it every day. It's something she's used to doing. When we use practice like this, it doesn't necessarily mean you do it every day, but it means it's what you usually do. You're used to doing it a lot. Okay, so now let's practice. So usually I have you pick 3 words, but this time I just want you to pick one, just one word from the list that we just learned, and create a sentence using that word. So slob, leave, or leaves, depending on how you use it. Germ laden, hygienic, or practice or practices, depending on how you use the word. So again, please pick one word from the list and create your own sentence using that word. Are there any questions about what you're supposed to do? Okay, so I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to create your sentences. And when you are done, we'll try this again like last time. When you are done, you can put a smiley face in the chat. When you are finished, please put a smiley face in the chat. Okay, so Jones is done. Thank you. Okay, we have another smiley face. You see Kevin's done. Okay, very good. Another one. We'll just wait one more minute. Okay, I think that's everybody. Okay, very good. So let's hear your sentences then. Why don't we start with you, Jerry? What is your sentence?
My roommate Bob is a slob. He makes my dorm messy.
Very good. Could you repeat it one more time, please?
My dorm Bob is a slob. He makes my dorm messy.
Very good. So okay, so you're talking about your roommate named Bob?
Yes. I
Yes.
think his
Yes.
roommate.
Very good. Good use of the word slob. Very good. So he's a slob because he leaves the room messy. Very good. Good use of that word. Excellent. Okay, what about you, Bright? Can you please share your sentence?
Pra- every day I practice basketball. Uh,
Very good. Good sentence. Very good. Now, Jerry, could you please repeat to me Bright's sentence? And Bright, you can repeat your sentence if he needs it.
I every day practice basketball.
Very good. So, Jerry, can you please repeat to me Bright's sentence?
Who the name? He plays the basketball every day.
Very good. Good job. Thank you. Okay, next, you, Kevin. What is your sentence?
Everyone litter and death, so there will be germ laden.
Very good. Use the word germ laden. Excellent. Can you repeat it one more time?
Everyone lit and live, so there will be germ laden.
Very good. I'm having trouble understanding the beginning of your sentence. So could you repeat it one more time, please? Sorry.
Everyone lit and laugh, so there will be germ laden.
Okay. So very good. You use the word germ laden. Very good. I'm having a little trouble understanding the beginning of your sentence. Luke, could you help me out with that, please?
Sure. So Kevin, could you explain it? I don't understand either. Could you say in Mandarin the beginning? 你的句子意思是什么？Oh, everyone littered and left. Okay, so everyone littered.
Okay, very good. Okay, good job, Kevin. So when we use the word germ laden, we use it to describe an object, a thing. So, for example, in the story, with Jason, his dirty tissue was germ laden. It was dirty. So in your sentence, it might be better to say, everyone littered and left, so it was dirty or it was messy. But if you were talking about one object or one thing, then you would use the word germ laden. So I will give you an example. Let's say my phone. My phone is probably germ laden because I take it with me everywhere. So it probably has a lot of germs. My phone is germ laden. So do you understand that? Do you have any questions? No? Okay. That can be a hard word to use. We don't use the word germ laden very often when we speak. You'll find it more probably in when you're reading something in English. But very good. And I like how you use the word littered too. So I see you understand what the meaning behind germ laden. So very good. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, what about you, Jones? Let's hear your sentence.
Taking a shower every day is hygienic.
Very good. Thank you. Barry, can you please repeat to me Joan's sentence?
Can John say it again?
Taking a shower every day is hygienic.
Taking a shower every day is hygienic.
Very good. Great job. And so now let's hear your sentence, Barry.
If you have good practice, maybe you have more friends.
Very good. We want to have good practices, right? We want to have good routines and things we do. And then people want to be our friend, especially when we're talking about being clean. So, very good. We want to have good hygienic practices. Very good. Okay. So, Sylvia, were you able to come up with the sentence? I'm not sure if you would.
Sylvia is gone because of the
Oh,
technical
okay.
issues. So, Stella,
Stella,
I don't
okay.
know. Yeah, I don't know if she is ready.
I practice dance every day.
Very good. Great sentence. Do you like to dance, Stella?
Yes.
Awesome. Very good. Great sentence. Okay, good job, everybody. So I'm going to turn this off now. So we're going to look back at the story one more time now that we understand the words better. So I will read one sentence and you will repeat after me. So again, we're on the last paragraph. Okay? Okay. So the first sentence. Jason is a slob.
Jason is
Jason is a slob.
Then is a slab.
Very good. I'm not sure if everybody was there. Jerry, do you have it ready with you?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm sorry. I started without you.
It's okay.
Okay, let's try again. Jason is a slob.
Jason is
Jason
a
is a
Slab.
slab.
He leaves the germ-laden, dirty tissue on the table.
He
He
left
leaves
He
the
leaves
the
the
dirty
German
on the
laden
table.
dirty tissue on the table.
This is not the most hygienic of practices.
This
This
is
is
not
not
the
This
Not
is
most
the
not
most
the most
hygienic
hygienic of
hygienic of
practices.
practices.
As someone else could catch his cold by touching it.
As
as
someone
As
someone else
someone else could
catch
catch
his
his
cold
cold
by
by
touching
touching it.
But Jason is lazy and doesn't care.
But
Jason
Jason is
is
Jason
lazy
is
Jason
and
is
lazy
lazy
and
lazy
and
doesn't
and
care.
doesn't care.
cares.
His mother is always picking up after him.
his
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 mother
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 His
is
is
always
mother
picking
is
up
always
after
picking
picking
him.
after
up
him.
after him.
Will he ever learn?
Will
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 He
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 ever
ever
learn?
learn?
Very good. Great job. So now I'm going to ask a few questions. So, Barry, after Jason blows his nose, what does he do with the tissue?
He leaves the dirty tissue on the table.
Right. Right. Would you say that that is a hygienic practice?
No,
No, it's not. Why is that not a hygienic practice?
because he should,
Oh,
because he should uh leave the dirty tissue in the garbage can.
very good. He should put it in the garbage can, right? Yeah. Okay, so Bright, would you say that Jason has good hygiene?
No,
Why not?
because he used shirt wipes his nose.
Can you please repeat that one more time?
Uh, he he used t-shirt wipes nose his nose.
Very good. So he uses tissue to wipe his nose. That's a good thing. That's having good hygiene. But what does he do with the dirty tissue? Does he throw it in the garbage?
Sorry, say again.
Does Jason throw the dirty tissue in the garbage?
Garbage.
垃圾
In
桶
the Mhm.
garbage 垃圾桶
What does he do with the dirty tissue?
Dirty tissue.
Can you repeat that one more time? What does Jason do with the dirty tissue?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. Thank you for telling me. So, Kevin, can you please tell us what does he do with the dirty tissue?
Keep on the table.
Very good. So Jason leaves the dirty tissue on the table. He leaves it on the table. So this is not good hygiene because if he's sick, someone else could get sick from him leaving it on the table. Okay, very good. So we have a few more minutes. We're going to go over your homework. So if you look in the chat, I put this worksheet in there. And I will share my screen because this worksheet is a little different from our other ones. So I'm going to go over this with you to make sure you understand. So the first thing you need to do, you have 5 sentences taken from out of the story. And they are out of order. So they are not in the right order. So what you need to do is to figure out the correct order of the sentences. So I will give you the answer for the first one. So I want to find what happened first. So the first sentence says, after doing this a couple of times, his nose is cleared and he can breathe much better. I know that didn't happen first in the story, so I skipped that one. The next one. First, he wipes his nose, but it still feels plugged, so he covers his nose with a tissue and blows. That didn't happen first either. He leaves the germ-laden, dirty tissue on the table. Nope, that didn't happen first. Jason has a runny nose. There we go. So that is what happened first in the story. It all started with Jason having a runny nose. So I would write, let me see if it'll let me do it. Okay, no, but I would write right here, 1. I would put a 1 right next to this sentence because this one happened first. Jason has a runny nose. Then you'll find what happened second, and you'll put a 2 next to it. So, Luke, maybe if you can explain that and make sure they understand.
Okay, does everybody understand? 重新把这个事情的顺序标好。Which is the first one? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I know that it could be confusing even when you're reading it in your own language sometimes. So I wanted to make sure you guys understand. But yeah, so you just want to order it in the way it happened in the story. Okay, so for what you need to do next, you have 5 sentences, and each sentence is missing a word. And you have 2 options for what word you will use to fill in the blank. So for example, the first one, I need to wipe my nose, so I take a, oh, I just realized I made a mistake on this one. I put the blank on the wrong side. You can skip this first one. I made a mistake when I was writing this. But it would be, I take a single tissue from the box. So runny would not be the right word. The right word would be single. So if we look at number 2, it is easy to blank when your nose is clear. Would the correct word be breathe or pluck? It is easy to blank when your nose is clear. Kevin, can you tell me what would be the correct answer for number 2?
It is easy to breathe when your nose is clear.
Very good. So you would circle the word breathe and write it in the blank. Very good. So you'll do that for the rest of these sentences. Pick the right word. The last thing you need to do is answer these 3 questions. And these are all questions that we have talked about in the last few weeks. So it shouldn't be too hard. The first question is, should you wipe your nose on your sleeve? The second question is, how does Jason clear his nose so that he can breathe better? And the third question is, what should you do with a dirty tissue? So answer these questions in complete sentences. So that's all for this worksheet. You should go back and read the entire story on your own. Read it on your own, and that will help you to answer the questions. Okay, are there any questions about the homework or about anything that we learned today? Are there any questions?
Okay, let me tell them. 请大家列印出来哈 ，Please print it out. OK， 那个作业请大家列印出来，然后把它写上去。如果你没有办法找到的，就往上滑啊 ，scroll up, and you will be able to find it. OK， 好 ，Any questions? No. Let's thank Xiahna for this great lesson. OK. Thank you, Xiahna.
Teacher Vienna.
Thank you, Xiahna.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye bye.
Thank you all. I'll see you
Bye.
next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.